What's going on, guys? Coming back with another psyframe deck list and a couple duels. As I posted the video the other day, I've been trying multiple different versions, and I wasn't really too happy with any of them. And as you see, this version, I'm actually playing the Spirit Engines. That's one Tsukiyomi, 2 of the Nikatamas, and then 3 of the Aratamas. What they allow me to do is go into rank 4 plays if I need to, but they also allow me to be more offensive on my turn as opposed to the inherent weakness of psyframes, which is depending on your opponent to special summon or normal summon a monster or activate an effect, which usually will happen, but you still have to wait for them to do it. Then they have to survive, and then you have to get your monster then to synchro on your turn. So put the Spirit Engine in there. They'll be back in my hand unless you exceed or synchro, and I get to show a couple of the applications of that. Yesterday we also were given the news that we're going to get Psyframe Circuit, the field spell, which is going to be great, which will actually allow us to get into our synchro plays and make Gamma a whole lot better. Even though Gamma is great, you'll see very shortly how Gamma can be a problem. So without the spirits in here right now, this play would have been probably just duality. But having that spirit allows me to thin out my deck, actually put a monster on board, and kind of bait my opponent to do something. Now, playing against Shadows, I don't have very much experience playing against them, but, I do know that Construct is a problem. So I go to negate Construct, and he then L's into Shikanaga. So Gamma it negates his dumping effect, but he still does get his L fusion back through Construct. So at this point, he goes into Star Eater. Now I have the Air Force sitting down, but there's no point in me using it because it's Star Eater. I do remember playing Star Eater before I stopped playing. So at this point, I just lightning. I'm sorry, not lightning. Regeki. And then I summon both of my spirits, which allows me to go into a rank 4 play. I choose Dweller because I know that he has L face down, and should he have chosen to use that L and make whatever, it wouldn't have been, the Shadal in his hand wouldn't have had their effect. So he goes into Construct here, and I don't know why he chooses to go into Window, but he does. So Denko is a problem for this deck because of how I have it set up, trying to stall until I get to my psyframe. So once again, the power of the spirits is shown here. Allows me to make a rank 4 play into Castel to get rid of the window. That's the problem. Attack over the Denko, and now my traps are live again. So I got my protection, and I got some search next turn. And another inherent problem with psyframes is that advancing the game state is fairly difficult. I have Gamma right here, and even if I wanted to do something, I couldn't, because I have to wait for my opponent to activate any type of effect while I have a clear board. So it's one thing that I know we haven't gotten all of the support yet, but yeah, hopefully they'll address that. Now, what I do here is I summon Tsukiyomi to set Castel, because I think the Shadal Fusion says face up extra deck monsters, but it doesn't. It just says extra deck, and it's common knowledge that it's extra deck. So that wasn't the smartest move, but I was trying to play around Shadal Fusion. But all that did was open me up to an attack, so I had to waste my Air Force so that my Castel would live. Now that I know that that's Squamata, I know that he can't get over cast down. I know that he can set it and destroy it, but no, he can't get over it. So at this point, he brings back Shikanaga, which is a problem for this deck. But since he doesn't have any cards in his hand, I think I'm gonna go into Black Rose play at this moment, and I will be playing Arcanite Magician, you know, moving forward because of this combo right here. But he does have Sinister Shadow Games, which gives him a Shadow card in his hand at, you know, the end of all of the chains here. So I just go into a Zeta and put a body on board because I can't activate any effects because he'll negate it. But that also does give him a free fusion. I'm aware of that, but I do have protection and threatening roar, so it wasn't that big of a deal. His Dragon Force is one of the threatening roars, and then to get Construct just out of the way, I chain the Zeta to it. Now that lets his Squamata go off, and I chain Gamma. I thought he would negate it, but he must have just read Gamma's effect, and it was like he's going to take care of it himself. So he ends his turn, and once again, Gamma just kind of gets messed up. So now I make sure that he actually has to activate Shikanaga's effect. So I do force this effect out on the pretense of going into a Scrap Dragon this turn. I had planned on doing that play, but I forgot that both of my Gammas are actually out of play right now. So I just go into another Zeta. So anything that he special summons in attack mode, just keep banishing and returning my graveyard monster, or my out of play monsters to my graveyard with Omega. So just keep on bouncing his construct until I draw into an out for Shikanaga. And I did this turn with emergency teleport. So next turn I'll be making use of that teleport, as you'll see in just a moment. So Zeta once again gets construct. I'll go into a Scrap Dragon here with that other Zeta and Alpha. Now this play, I just go ahead and get rid of his Shikanaga. I know he'll get a fusion back. I don't think I had to do this, but I chose to use Omega to banish the fusion just in case. And then go ahead and finish the duel off with a card-cardy attack. So I'm sure that there are a couple of things that I could have done differently. I explained a couple of them, but like I said at the beginning, I haven't had too much experience against Shadows. Now this Battery Man deck, it show you why I have the Threatening Roar in here the very first turn. When I am made to go first, I'll just set it. And whenever they summon anything, I'll be able to special summon my Alpha. And Alpha lets both of them go through the turn, so I'll be able to synchro summon on my next turn. And Threatening Roar ensures that they don't get destroyed by battle. So if they really want to get rid of it, they'll have to use some type of card effect, which he doesn't. So at this point, I'm able to, well, seemingly able to go into a Zeta. So I try to drop Zeta to issue warnings. And Zeta just allows me to get Alpha back to my hand so I can try it again next turn if he decides to let me. So by setting Microcell, I knew he searched that with 9 volt, and I knew that it had an effect that would be really good for him and not so great for me. So I just, dark hole it to make sure that it doesn't get those pluses. And then now that he summoned something else, go ahead and drop Alpha, but I negated his 9 volts effect so that he doesn't get any of his pluses. I only get my pluses. And of course, Circuit would have been amazing right there because I could have gone straight into Zeta and not had to wait a whole turn. Luckily, he didn't have a play, but still. So at this point, Zeta hits the board. It hits for a clear 25. Set bottomless is some more protection. And at this point, I'm thinking everything should be okay. But, yeah, it's my next storm for it. So, I'm going to go ahead and negate that. And one more time where Circuit would have been an amazing card to have, I would have been able to negate that and then synchro into Omega immediately instead of having the downfall once again of Gamma removing both of those monsters. So I cannot wait until Circuit is available to play on the YGO Pro on my phone. As you guys know, I'm doing these videos on my phone. So, but anyways, I do get into my Omega now. Take out a card out of his hand, and then I'll have Zeta get Alpha back to my hand. Because of Soul Charge, I'm not able to attack, so it wasn't really anything I could do at that point. And now I'm just going in for hopefully the kill, and I'm not sure why he waited to use Wabaku at that point, but he did let the first 25 go through, and then now he just doesn't seem to have very much of a play. So that's the power of this deck. I have a couple more videos, as you saw. I'll be uploading them in the next, those duels, I'll be uploading them in the next video that I make. But until we get more actual support for the deck, and before it becomes available on the YGO Pro to play, this will probably be the version that I play, except probably take out Catastor and put in the Arcanite. So let me know what you guys think, and if you have any other suggestions, I'm more than happy to hear them. And you'll see those other duels in this next video.